Hi there. If you work with Canvas courses, you may sometimes need to find content without knowing exactly where it appears or even which course it's in. It could be an outdated phrase, placeholder text, an HTML snippet, a CSS class, or something else that needs updating. You may even have a long list of courses to search through, and depending on the length of the list and the amount of content inside of each course, manual searching could potentially take days or weeks searching through pages, quizzes, announcements, and other content types. The Canvas search tool is designed to make that process go much faster. In this demonstration, I'll create a unique piece of content in Canvas and then use the Canvas search tool, or CST, to find it without telling it where I placed it. On screen is a local installation of the open source Canvas LMS from Instructional. I've created several fictional courses specifically for testing and demo purposes. I'm now just going to select one of the courses. Let's select a random course and then let's click the add button, add a page, create new page, and let's give it the name test and add item. So now the test page has been created. It's unpublished, which is fine. It doesn't need to be published. It's selected and then edit it. And let's I'm just going to swap my hand across the keyboard with some random characters and save that. So we will task CST with searching for that specific string. Let's now switch over to the application so that we can begin our search. But before we actually start that search, let's talk about the user interface and what you need to do to set this application up to start your search. On the top left, we have the Canvas URL. It contains placeholder text showing you an example of what the URL would look like that you would need to pass in. As I mentioned, I'm going to be searching through a local installation of the Canvas LMS. So I'm going to be passing in a localhost URL, but because we are not telling CST exactly which course to search through, we need to tell it exactly which sub-account the course lives in. So to get the URL to the specific sub-account, we'll just go to admin, view all accounts, select the one that contains the course, and copy that URL. We'll then just paste it into the application. Underneath that, we have the Canvas Access Token. Now, Canvas Access Tokens are generated from within your Canvas account. They are linked directly to your specific user account and is what allows you access to the Canvas instance that you're searching via the Canvas API. It's important to keep in mind that access tokens are sensitive credentials linked directly to you. They need to be protected, and I recommend storing it in a safe place such as a password manager. The Canvas search tool does not store any data at all, including Canvas access token. So if you provide your access token now and close the application, the next time you open it, you will need to provide that access token again. This was done intentionally for security reasons. Next, we have the course IDs. You can pass in a single course ID to search only that course, or you can provide a list of course IDs, with each one separated by just a comma. The application will then only search through those courses. As it says over here, course IDs are optional. This means if you do not pass in any course IDs, you can still run your search, but it's going to search the entire account. Now, if you happen to forget to pass in a course ID and click search, not to worry, the application will show you a message asking you to confirm if you would like to search the entire account or specific courses instead. You can then cancel the search at that point without losing any information and simply just pass in your course IDs. Now, at this point, you might be wondering about the reliability of this tool, especially if some searches could take a long time to complete. So let me touch on that for a moment. CST was designed with reliability in mind as well. Now, it uses the Canvas API to actually fetch data from your courses and search through that content. But APIs have rate limits. So what happens if the search is running and you hit the rate limit? Well, the application will simply pause and retry later as many times as is needed to complete your search. Similarly, with poor internet connections or simple network connectivity issues, if it runs into issues due to connectivity, then the application is simply just going to pause and retry when it needs to. Next, we have two checkboxes. One that says match case. This one simply allows you to make it a case sensitive search. Underneath that, you can select only search content in modules. This means that all content types, whether it be pages, assignments, or any other type, will only be searched if it belongs to a module. So any other content types that is not linked to any module in that course will simply be ignored. Underneath that, we also have the content type, so you can specify exactly which types you would like the application to search through. Over on the right, on top, we have a little status bar which currently says awaiting required info. This is because the application does not currently have all the information it needs to begin a search. This status bar will update depending on the state of the application. So it will tell you if it's ready to search. It will tell you the progress of your search and also the elapsed time. Next, we have the search terms section. In the current version of the application, which is what you're looking at right now, you can add up to 100 search terms. This means you do not need to actually enter one word or phrase and search for it and search again when it's completed. You can add a long list of search terms and search for all of them in one pass. You can label each specific search term. You can also add as many as you want by clicking the Add Term button. You can duplicate search terms and then edit them and delete them as well. Next, we have the search button, which of course initiates the search. And then underneath that, we have the results section. This is where you will see your results in table form. The results will appear as the application finds them. So you don't need to start a search and then wait for it to complete before you see results. If you're running a search, which could potentially take a long time, but you want to stop it as soon as you see results, you're welcome to do so. We then also have an export CSV button. Now that we've talked through the application and how to use it, let's start our search. So we've already passed in a Canvas URL and the access token. The only thing we now need is the string that we're going to be searching for. So heading back over to Canvas, I'll just click on dashboard and select the course I added the page to, which I believe is this one. And there we go, we have the test page. Let's just copy that string because this is what we want the application to search for. In this URL, we can see that this page exists in course with ID number 6. But we are not telling the application exactly which course it's in. So we are simply passing in that string. And now if we click on search, we see the confirmation message that tells us that it's going to search the entire sub-account instead of just a single course. So that's fine. We will click on start search. It's running and let's see how long this takes. So we see the progress. The application tells us that it's running. It's searching through course 5 of 6 at the moment. 1 remaining. Search is still running. No results yet. And there we go. After 20 seconds, we have our result. So here we see all the information about that result. This is a link we can click on. It opened off screen. Let me just drag it into view. And there we go. This is the page we were searching for. So now I can simply edit the page and update that string to whatever I need it to be.